Welcome back. I know, I missed a few uploads this week. Life got, dare I say it, hectic. I was fried, and the last thing I had the energy for was reliving Amberlynn's latest ER-adjacent binge spiral. I did write and record the videos, but the tea's cold, so there's no point serving it, so I'm just going to let those ones go. But don't worry, I am picking up right where it gets unholy today. I want to say thank you for sticking with me while I recover from Amber fatigue. You're the reason I keep my sanity while she whispers into her food. Straight away I knew we were in for a good time. There are thumbnails and then there's this. If subtlety were a language, she would be illiterate. I've had entire relationships where I haven't done to the other person what she is doing to that food. She chose this frame. She picked it deliberately. Nothing screams working on my relationship with food like deep-throating a batter-drenched cry for help. She can claim all she wants that she's not aiming these videos at a certain type of audience, but she definitely is. She knows what she's doing. Madame Deep-Fried Denial can deny it all she wants, but we know the truth. She's very obvious. She begins this culinary horror show with an intro from the end of the day, because nothing says professionalism like, "Oh right, I forgot." But it's fine. This is Amberlynn Reed's channel, where timelines don't matter, logic doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that she's eating something, and that she has people watching. She talks about her food like it's an offering to the gods. Chicken sausage, mac and cheese, raw onion, and a raw carrot. Not a salad, not a balanced plate, just a lonely carrot, naked and afraid. She explains her carrot choice with a gem. I found out baby carrots are highly processed and have no nutrients, so I got the big carrot instead. It's wonderful, the great baby carrot scandal of 2025. She's back in a conspiracy era, and we know the only evidence she's got is a TikTok video she watched at 2 AM. It wouldn't be an Amberlynn Reed video without some vocabulary collapse. She de-shedded the carrot. Amber, the word you're grasping for is peeled? But thank you for introducing de-shedded to the lexicon of your linguistic war crimes. But while we're on the subject of Amberlynn Reed noises, we can't forget the audio torture segment. Every bite is accompanied by moans so visceral they belong in some after-hours special. My browsing history has less sensual sounds than this. Amber, you're eating mac and cheese and a sausage. It's not cuisine, it's a cry for help. And yet she hums like she's been personally blessed by Gordon Ramsay. That's good. Mom, it's just 1,000,000 grams of sodium and regret. Let's not get spiritual. She just chews and moans with the gravitas of someone discovering food for the first time ever. But she moves on from moaning into her sausage to performing interpretive dance with a carrot peeler. She monologues like she's narrating Planet Earth. She says it's so satisfying and reminds her of ASMR videos. She's shaving a carrot, she's not whispering into a $400 mic while cutting up soap. But of course, in her mind, this isn't food prep. It's content. The carrot peeler is her talisman, her therapy tool, her moment of zen. And honestly, I'm not even mad. If she filmed 40 minutes of carrot shaving, it might be her healthiest video ever. But it's Amberlynn Reed, so she's having a carrot, some salami, black olives, cheese, Triscuits. She says it like it's some curated platter, but we all know it's whatever was left in the fridge before the next Uber Eats. She didn't want a ham salad at bingo, so she got loaded tots. She says it like it's a reasonable swap, as if turning down a salad for something equally nourishing and not a tray of deep-fried regret smothered in cheese. And of course, there's food journals. She thinks it's super cute. Of course it is. She thinks journaling's the same as progress. If you slap a pastel cloud next to loaded tots and carrot, it becomes self-care, right? She adds a liquid tracker because she's curious about hydration, and then spirals into full sink water conspiracy. My brain is telling me there are worms in the sink water. Honestly, same. I live in central London, and drinking the tap water here is like drinking chalk. But the difference is I don't weaponize that paranoia for content. Amber's turning a water filter into an Oscar-worthy performance of bravery and sacrifice. I'm not excited, but I bought a filter, thank you, round of applause. Amber, there are people in the world who still don't have water. You're not a martyr for filtering the same tap water you use to boil your noodles. We close this tale of table scraps with a sweet treat, a dash of delusion, and the ongoing saga of Amberlynn talks about progress while avoiding it. Her dessert is 150 calories for 3, but she's only having 2, so she has the option to have one later. Amber, you're eating dessert, not negotiating a hostage situation. But this is what she does. She doesn't eat a dessert, she performs restraint. She needs us to know she could have had more. She's not enjoying a dessert, she's earning one later. And then she enters her reflective segment, a time where she sits with her glitter pens and pastel planners and pretends she's journaling her way to enlightenment. She's proud that she didn't overeat, she didn't have fast food. No, but you had loaded tots at bingo. That's basically the same thing but with dobbers. She reframes the day as a win because it lacked volume, not because it demonstrated balance, nutrition, or intent. Her version of progress is always less, never better. She felt guilty while eating the tots and she shouldn't have. This would be a breakthrough if she weren't sitting there justifying the guilt into the ground. She doesn't want to stop the disordered cycle. She wants to feel better about it. And that's not healing, that is avoidance with a journal. She says she's over her salad kick, and of course she is. Every food she eats becomes a temporary personality trait until it fails to give her that dopamine hit, and then it's tossed aside for the next obsession. She doesn't eat meals, she auditions them. And when they don't perform anymore, they're cut from the lineup. But Amber, this isn't a salad's fault. It's the fact that you don't treat food as fuel. You treat it as content. It's no wonder you burn out on it like it's a trend. And so we end another What I Ate Today. It's not a video about food, but about performance. She didn't just eat dessert, she made a moral compromise. She didn't just have tots, she had a teachable moment and still somehow walked away thinking it was progress. And she didn't just eat a carrot, she de-shedded it.